Let's see if we get to 7 seconds. And we are good. With that being said, salutations, saints and sinners all around yonder. Today is November 12th, 2025.
Disclaimer.
Content is rooted and oriented in truth, grace, and love.
Time being 4:50 p.m. Thank you guys for joining me. As you guys can see, today's journey, not a journey, but vlog of the journey is starting in the afternoon. I believe that's starting now. I believe that is how we are gonna continue forward. I will speak on that in a little bit. I am Emmanuel Oquendo, a creation amongst creation that just happens to do things, yet would entitle himself to things that he does. And welcome to Tabernacle of Truth, where our mission is to unite disciples who love Aluah and love others, who love the Father and Mother and love others and follow the Father and Mother's commands. This happens to be the channel and dedication to Tabernacle of Truth, where content consists of daily vlogs posting at 5 p.m. Eastern Time daily, a weekly Bible study series coming soon, broadcasting 3 p.m. every first of the week, and from time to time, and also coming soon, a tag along to the car build. With that being said, thank you guys for joining me on this splendid day, with today's verse of the day being a continuance in the Testament of YAHUDAH 14:8, which reads, "But if you go beyond this limit, the spirit of deceit attacks your mind, and it makes the drunkard to talk filthy, and to transgress, and not to be ashamed, but even to glory in his shame, or glory in their shame, and account themselves honorable." That was today's verse of the day, and to allow the Spirit to expound a bit, it will give an example. Example being, if we're rereading, makes the drunkard to talk filthy and to transgress, and not to be ashamed, but even to glory in their shame. And as you are aware, or if you in your experience have known a person or two, a female or two, to be drunk, and that drunkenness basically an enablement of all ghetto-ness and ratchetness, if we're going to put it in that definition. But if we're going to put it in another definition, it would be like sinfulness, as in the just, yeah. That being said, even in the case of somebody blacking out during the night, most don't see that as shameful. If anything, they see that as an honorable, as in they just reach some type of achievement of success for basically going to a event or function and becoming blacked out drunk. So yeah, that is the example and expoundation of today's verse of the day. That being said, I believe we have about three topics to speak on today. One being something I don't speak on much, but feel to mention, is we are on the road to 100 subscribers. With that being said, we are on the Cool 51. Reason why you should share is and it's mainly towards the folks who aren't into the things I'm speaking. The reason why you should share if you are into what I'm speaking is because you want others to, which is self-explanatory. If you're not into what I'm speaking, the reason why you should still share is because even though it's not for you at the moment, it can be later on down the road, and you should be honest with yourself and make mention that it can, well, not make mention, but live accordingly, or things of the nature to, as in things could change. Or if you're not into it, the reason why you should still share is because you know others that are into this, and even if you don't want to help yourself out, why not help others out? And there's an answer to that, or there's multiple reasons for that, but it's like, why even have one? So that was the first topic, which is not really a topic, just a thing or two I wanted to speak about. The actual topic of the day is America and its 250th year. Now, I can't go off the top of the top to make mention exactly who are the organizations and religions and beliefs who basically hold that America will fall because no nation, country, etc., has basically lasted that long. And I just want to make mention that I'm not on anybody's sideline here, but if America stands, then you have something to not have something to talk about, but we demand answers, or I demand answers, because for a person that is open to all beliefs, I'm giving your beliefs the benefit of the doubt. And if you prophesy or think of the nature of something happening and it doesn't, boy, you are in for a treat. That is the first topic. Second topic. Continue on finding out that not only Christians are being persecuted in Nigeria, meaning that all this propaganda is cap. Also in realization that majority of the Yahshua coming before majority of things and revelations are mostly on the Protestant side. Like, do they realize they aren't under any actual persecution and won't anytime soon? Yeah, so as you guys seen, not yet, today's or yesterday's vlog, 2 more minutes it will be dropping on YouTube. With that being said, in it I was making mention of how, like, the whole topic of Christians being persecuted in Nigeria, and how I haven't done too much research on it, but moving forward I will try to attempt to pray to. That being said, as I was researching while recording, I read, as I was editing and adding stuff, I read that not only persecution is going on with Christians in Nigeria, but a lot of different organizations, including religions, including another sect of Islam that the group that is killing people don't agree with. So with that being said, the headline of, or the push of the coming of Christ, when there's so many things that haven't happened yet you keep telling me he's coming because this is happening, and then he's coming because that's happening. Yet what the Bible say that's supposed to happen ain't happened yet. Yeah. That was the second topic. And to touch on, like, the persecution part, peoples, you being not allowed freedom of speech ain't persecution. Like, even though you can't be on the corner and preach in UK, you could still be in anywhere else and preach. You could still preach. So what are we not getting here? Are we getting something different here? We're not getting nothing different here. We're getting the same things. And the same thing is that you're not being persecuted. When it comes to America, I don't get what persecution you're under. When it comes to UK, there's no persecution you're under. When it comes to Nigeria, like I said, we're still going to look into videos. But besides that, we do not know, us Americans and things of nature do not know if the people that are being called Christians call themselves Christian. Because, for example, they could be Essene. They could be a Nazarite. They could be a Jew. Yet, because I don't know what in the videos, or I don't know what, according to headlines, makes them Christian. So yeah, just a thought, just a thought. That was the second topic. So I guess I could speak about this. Oh yeah. Interestingly enough, if the Sudanese are the Egyptians, then what happened to them makes sense. Now, this is a minute ago. I was being introduced to the topic and I never really looked into it much, but on the topic of the Sudanese being the real Egyptians, and basically on their cry of, and apologies if it sounded etc., but for their warnings and heeds on how there was the original Egyptians and what the Arabs done to them and things of the nature. But it's like, my boy, are you forgetting what you have done? So like, yeah, it's like that's my disagreement with literally a lot of different beliefs. It's like they always saying what other group done, forgetting about the part that they had to play in it. Like, so yeah, you could say that was the third topic of the day. Trying to see if there's any more. Fourth. Third. Something that would change if everyone knew and accepted that illnesses and food allergies are based on the individual's words and actions and thoughts. A lot more people would attempt to be good. Topic based on being told about mercury with tuna. Yeah, I ate with no effect, as in like at times I go on a tuna only diet. And then when it comes to supposedly like cyanide poisoning and almond milk, and currently I'm on a almond milk diet or with my shakes. Thanks to our Heavenly Father, all still well. That was the fourth topic. So coming to conclusions of the day, if I'm gonna speak about how the day went during school, it was pretty great. Lately I've been like everywhere in school, like everywhere, in everybody business, sort of. Not in a bad way, but as in like I check all the classrooms, check on the teachers, etc. If some of them, sometimes they need me to cover their class so they could use the bathroom, I'll cover their class. And yeah, with that being said, that would be all for today. The verse of the day, the topics of the day, a bit briefing of how the school, how work went. There was a little incident after school, which I was bothered by. You could say I might have trespassed against a brother, and I will be apologizing to him tomorrow. If I'm gonna explain it, allow me to explain it. We were both on crossing duty. There was on his side of the fence or on the street, being the middle school. I'm on the high school side. You could say the middle schoolers seemed like they was gonna start a fight. I left it more in his hands because those are students that he knows. So if he could, and it wasn't like the fight didn't start, so it's something that he could have de-escalated before it started. With that being said, I asked him like, yo, it's your move. If you want to go in, go in. Or if you want to call JC, or if you want to call a supervisor, you can call a supervisor. With that being said, he proceeded to like be unresponsive of it. So it went to a point where I had to jump in, and you could say in order to clear the crowd, I had to go all the way up there. And I'm not a fan of being up there, and it makes me more bothered being there because I'm not a fan of that. That being said, you could say I kind of like snapped. I was in emotion highs at the moment, and you could just say I was saying things. And I wasn't saying anything in a form of derogatory, as in I wasn't calling him anything. I was just saying, like, expressing my emotions on the situation. And yeah, I would like to basically apologize if I've done anything wrong to him, and hopefully he could come to understanding on why I felt how I felt. So yeah, that being said, that is everything for today. Sayonara, saints and sinners all around yonder. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications to be alerted on the daily vlogs. Depending on where you're seeing this, technically good afternoon, but good morning if I don't see you again. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Peace and shalom.